This is Professor White. Today we are going to do factoring using grouping. Alright, so to understand that, you really have to understand the distributive property. And let's go over it again, and I have it with pictures. So I have smiley face times heart plus smiley face times a cube is going to be smiley face, parentheses heart plus a cube. Alright, what's that mean? Okay, so you're looking for something, a smiley face that's repeating. Do you see that? Let's look at this. What's repeating? Guess what? This is repeating. Here's the smiley face. And you have the eyes. All right. Okay, look at this. And what is the heart? 3 minus x. What is the cube? 6x minus y. Now what happens when I put it together? Here's my heart plus the cube. All right? So let's do it without all the hearts and the cubes. So you have x plus y times 3 minus x plus x plus y times 6x minus y is going to be move the smiley faces out. X plus y. What do I have left? 3 minus x plus 6x minus y. Now clean it up. That's going to be x plus y. What do I have left? I have 6x minus x, that's 5x. And then I have a y, and I have a 3. Okay, this is as pretty as it gets. And let's check the math. X plus y, 3. And then you have 6. And then 3, 6, 5x minus y plus 3. Okay, that looks like it's right. Now use grouping to factor. How do I do that? So remember how it was. It was smiley face repeating. So I look at it. There are 4 terms. It should give it away. When you have 4 terms, you're going to use, grouping to factor. So I'm trying to take a monomial out of everything. So it looks like x is repeating, but it's not repeating here. And I may have like a 3 repeating here, but it's not repeating there. So what do? So ignore one and then work with the other one. So you close this and you look at it. Okay, what can I take out from 15x squared and 12x? It looks like I can take out a 3 because 3 is repeating. And the other thing I can take out is an x. So let's look at that. If I take out the 3x out of 15x squared, I'm going to have a 5 left behind and an x behind. And if I take a 3x out of 12x, there will be a 4 left behind and no x. All right, good. So let's do this one. What do I have? I'll have 10x and 8. What's repeating? Let's do it with the red. 2 is repeating. And what am I going to have behind? 2 times 5, so 5x plus, and what's left behind? 4. Okay? Then you look at it. Remember how this works? Now it looks like, and this plus is here. And this is like the smiley face repeating. That means you're going to pull that out. You group them. Then you're using the distributive property. What do you have left? Here it is. What are you going to have left? You're going to have a 3x plus 2. Does it make sense? All right. So you used grouping to factor. Let's see if we can do another one. Okay. Now I look at it. How do you know when to use grouping? 4 terms kind of gives it away. The other thing is you cannot take anything out of it, all 4 of them. So you group them differently. If they're not in this beginning algebra, level, they're going to put them in order for you. But you don't have to put them in order, and I'll show you how that works. It's kind of an interesting thing. Let's say I have this. I'm going to, again, group them. So let's group the first two. All right, what comes out, it looks like 3x is repeating. And then what do I have left? I have a 2x left, and then I have a minus 1. Does it make sense? Let's go here. Let's ignore that. What is repeating? Nothing is repeating. Okay? So I cannot take anything out. But the thing is, I have a minus. So it looks like I have a minus, and nothing is repeating. That 2x plus 1 is in there. And how do I do that? Watch. I can maybe take out the negative. This gives it away. I need the negative here, and I have a positive here. If I take the negative out, look how it works. You're going to have a 2x minus 1. Do you see it? Now let's look at the whole picture. And what did you take out? You took out a negative, and it's as if there is a 1 in here. So this is the tricky part. So look at this. This is like the smiley face repeating again. So you're going to pull it out. 2x minus 1. What do you have left? These are all equal. You're going to have a 3x minus 1. Does it make sense? Now, somebody may say, okay, well, if they were not in this order, what would I have done? And I'll show you this. This is a little bit more advanced probably, but let's try. Okay, so I have this, let's say not in this form, but in another form. 6x squared, and I have this 2x in front of it, and then 3x after it. You may also say, well, why don't you add these two and do it? You can do that. But let's say you have it in this form. I just changed the order of these two guys. And let's try to do the same thing. Okay, what would I have taken out from here? 6x squared minus 2x. You would have taken out 2x. Do you see it? Then you'll have what? 3x left and minus 1. Do you see that? Okay, so let's try to do the same thing here. And this one is negative, positive. So what do I need to do? Maybe I need to take out a negative 1. That is a trick that you have to kind of keep in mind. Then what do you have? 3x minus 1. Do you see that? It's the same problem, but I'm doing it differently. Now watch. What's the smiley face here? It's 3x minus 1. So I pull that out. And what do I have? 2x minus 1. Do you see that? These two things are the same because the commutative property of multiplication, I can change the order. But what's important is that the order is not important. You can always work them out, group them, and you'll end up with the same answer. That's kind of an interesting fact. Okay, so let's try to do that. All right. And I think I did already, so let me look. No, this one has a plus, so that's a different question. So let's look at that. So if I have this, you have to kind of pay attention to that. If this is a minus, you have to kind of see if you can do that trick that I just did. So let's look at it. I'm not going to cover them now. So 6x squared minus 3x. So let's take the 3x out. You have a 2x, and then here I cannot take anything out. So let's see that. 3x out, 2x minus 1. And here, what do you have? Nothing comes out. You can think of it as 1. And then you have 2x minus 1. Do you see it? But don't forget that 1 is placeholder. This is like the smiley face. Pull it out. What do you have left? Behind, you're going to have a 3x and a 1. You see it? Okay, now compare this to the previous example. Okay, let me put this up here. This one was negative, so I took this negative out and used the trick. and this one is positive, then I took the positive out, that I didn't have to use a trick. So kind of look for that. If this sign is the negative, you may have to take the negative out to make those two match. So this is the end of factoring with grouping.